when humanity's Armada stood as the last defense for alien worlds. Prologue, The Fall of Caraxus Prime. Cycle 872, Galactic Standard Calendar. The sky wept fire. From the bunkers beneath Caraxus Prime's once gleaming spires, Elder Tivosh of the Caraxian High Council watched through trembling ocular stalks as the atmosphere burned. The Vorath swarm's bioships blanketed the sky like locusts, their chitinous hulls dripping corrosive spores that dissolved buildings into bubbling sludge. All frequencies open. Tivosh rasped, his respiratory sacs heaving. Communications Officer J-Rax adjusted his neural uplink with shaking appendages. The compact worlds have fallen silent. The Relic's Dominion's last transmission was, consumption logs. His voice broke. They're eating them alive. A thunderous impact shook the bunker. Dust rained from the ceiling as the primary shield generator failed. On the view screen, the swarm's drop pods slammed into the capital like meteors, each birthing 100 razor-limbed Vorath warriors. Then, a new alert screamed across the console. Elder. J-Rax's bioluminescent markings flared electric blue. An unidentified fleet just translated at the system's edge. Tivosh's central heart stuttered. Identification. The answer came not from J-Rax, but from the comms array itself, a voice both mechanical and strangely warm, speaking in flawless Caraxian. This is High Admiral Jonathan Graves of the United Earth Defense Armada. Hold position. Reinforcements incoming. Earth. The name meant nothing in Tivosh's millennia-old memory banks. Then the sensors updated. And the dying world witnessed the arrival of gods of war. Chapter 1, The Silent Watchers. 20 standard cycles earlier, Luna Shipyards, Sol System. The holographic star map in Admiral Graves' private briefing chamber displayed a galaxy bleeding red. Vorath consumption vectors spiderwebbed across civilized space, each crimson tendril terminating in a snuffed-out star system. They've reached the Magellan threshold, murmured General Akaka, her cybernetic eye whirring as it tracked the advance. Another 6 months at this rate, and they'll be in Andromeda. At the table's far end, a being of flickering plasma, Ambassador Solon of the extinct Phaeton Collective, pulsed with grief. You must intervene. The Compact's last fleet was annihilated at Beta Hydri. Graves studied the tactical feeds from Hydri, Vorath bioships absorbing plasma fire like water, their hulls regenerating faster than they could be damaged. And if we do? He tapped a control. The hologram shifted to show Earth's hidden shipyards, where thousands of vessels took shape under the cold light of Saturn's rings. What then? We become the new power the galaxy fears. Solon dimmed. Better feared than extinct. A chime sounded. Graves activated his neural link, and the voice of Captain Elena Petrov of the Stealth Scout whisper filled his skull. Admiral, we've confirmed it. The swarm's heading for Caraxus Prime next. They've got something there, something the Vorath want badly. Graves' jaw tightened. Caraxus Prime. Home to 17 billion souls. And the site of Earth's first and possibly last intervention. Chapter 2, The Doctrine of Annihilation. Battle of Caraxus Prime, Opening Engagement. The Terran fleet emerged from warp in perfect synchrony, their arrival sending gravitational shockwaves through the system. On the bridge of the Titan's Wrath, Graves watched as the tactical display populated with hostile contacts. All battle groups, combat formation Ragnarok. Drone wings, forward screen. The Vorath reacted instantly. A tidal wave of bioships altered course, their spore cannons swelling with greenish energy. Admiral, shouted Lieutenant Cho. They're firing. The first volley struck the drone screen, and passed through harmlessly. Graves allowed himself a grim smile. Activate phase shift projectors. Across the human line, ships flickered as their quantum shields aligned. Vorath projectiles intended to dissolve matter instead found empty space. Then the railguns spoke. Depleted uranium rounds the size of skyscrapers punched through bioship clusters at point 9 C. Secondary explosions rippled through the swarm as the hypervelocity impacts ignited their internal biomasses. But the true horror came next. Psi shield status? Graves asked. Operational, confirmed Major Singh, his fingers dancing across holographic controls. All crews reporting zero telepathic intrusion. On screen, Vorath bioships began colliding blindly. Their hive mind, so accustomed to overwhelming prey through mental assault, had never encountered a species that weaponized privacy. #### Chapter 3, Ghosts in the Machine. Deep beneath Caraxes Prime. While the fleet battled above, Commander Elias Vance's Black Ops team descended into the planet's molten core. Their dropship's hull groaned under impossible pressure as they penetrated the ancient vault the Vorath so desperately sought. Readings off the charts, whispered tech specialist Kurosawa, her visor displaying cascading data. This isn't Caraxian tech. It's older. The vault door bore markings in a language not seen since the Milky Way's infancy. Vance's translation AI stuttered before producing a rough approximation. Asterisk warning, Celestial Archive. Access forbidden. Asterisk. Then the door opened on its own. And something inside woke up. #### Chapter 4, The Overmind's Revelation. Vorath Core World, Simultaneous Engagement. As Caraxes burned, Admiral Graves led the Titan's Wrath and her sister ships straight into the Voratha's heart. The swarm's homeworld wasn't a planet, but a living, thinking Dyson sphere constructed from the remains of 1,000 consumed civilizations. Its surface pulsed like a diseased heart, Vorath bioships budding from its fleshy spires. All batteries, fire at will, Graves ordered. The Titan's main cannon, a scaled-up version of the same technology that powered Earth's first experimental reactors, unleashed a beam of pure annihilation. The beam carved through the organic megastructure, revealing cavernous inner chambers where billions of Vorath larvae writhed in nutrient baths. Then the Overmind spoke. Not through comms. Not through telepathy. Through time itself. Graves' vision widened out as the entity's consciousness brushed his. In that instant, he saw the truth. The Vorath weren't conquerors. They were fleeing. Running from something worse that lurked in the intergalactic void. And they'd been trying to reach the weapon buried beneath Caraxes Prime before it arrived. ###Epilogue, The Long Watch begins. One standard cycle later, Galactic Remnant Summit. The surviving species gathered in what remained of the Caraxian capital. Before them, Admiral Graves stood at attention, his dress uniform bearing the scars of battle. We will not claim dominion, he stated. But we will establish watch stations at every galactic vector. Ambassador Solon pulsed uncertainly. And when this other threat comes? Behind Graves, the vault's ancient contents now secured aboard the Titan's Wrath hummed with dormant power. Then humanity, he said quietly, will finish what the Vorath started. As the delegates dispersed, Graves looked up at the repaired sky. Somewhere beyond the stars, something older than galaxies stirred. And Earth's Armada stood ready.